Welcome back to Pastry Maestra. I'm Teresa and today I'm making passion fruit semifreddo half spheres. Passion. Such a powerful word, at least for me. As a hopeless, incurable romantic, when I hear that word, I can only think of love. Lonely beach, sunset, gentle music, and a passionate kiss that leads to a passionate night. You know the good old cliché, right? However, that word also has another heavy, dark, and painful meaning. It represents the suffering and death of Jesus. Believe it or not, that's how the main ingredient of the dessert that I'm making today got its name. Back then, in the 17th century, only place on earth where you could find this plant was Brazil. What, or it would be better to say who, was also in Brazil at that time? Jesuit missionaries, that's who. So their job was to convert indigenous people to Christianity, and somebody got the idea to use the flower of Passiflora edulis, a plant we know as passion fruit, as teaching aid that will explain the passion of Jesus. Meaning, every part of the flower was representing a certain step or an image related to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Now, whoever thought of that must have had some weird imagination, I tell you. Look now, the three styles represent the three nails. The 5 stamens represent the 5 wounds on the body of Christ. The ovary, which is oval and set on a stalk, is the hammer used to drive the nails. The spiky corona visible above the petals is the crown of thorns. And 10 petals are 10 good apostles. Judas and Peter were not included for obvious reasons. How about that? Boom! Mind-blowing. One humble, pretty flower and one small, colorful plant burdened with such a humongous load. I still can't wrap my mind around it, no matter how many times I tell this story. Anyway, back to today's dessert. Apart from passion fruit, you will need to make some sablé and semifreddo. Some what and what? Well, don't worry, I'm here for you. If you don't know how to make those, I have videos that will help you. The links are in the description below. Otherwise, stay here and make some passion fruit semifreddo half spheres with me. As usual, the recipe is on my site, the link is down below. To make chocolate sablé, I'm gonna put sifted flour, cocoa powder and powdered sugar into a mixing bowl and stir well with a whisk. Now I'm gonna add very cold diced butter to the dry ingredients and rub them into the butter with the tips of my fingers. You could do this in a food processor too. I'm gonna wrap my sablé into plastic foil and let it rest in the fridge for about an hour. You can make sablé dough the day before and leave it in the fridge overnight. My sablé is nicely chilled and now I'm gonna roll it out on a floured surface and cut out circles 10 centimeters, which is 4 inches in diameter, for the base of my semifreddo. I'm gonna place my sablé cookies onto a paper-lined baking tray and chill them in the fridge for about 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna bake them at 180 degrees centigrade, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for about 10 minutes and take them out of the oven to cool. I'm gonna soak gelatin in cold water for a couple of minutes. As soon as my gelatin softens, I'm gonna take it out and squeeze to get rid of the excess water. Next thing I'm gonna do is make passion fruit curd. I'm gonna put passion fruit puree, whole eggs and sugar into a bowl which is on bain-marie and stir until the mixture thickens. If you have a thermometer, you can cook the cream to 80 degrees centigrade, which is 176 degrees Fahrenheit. My passion fruit curd is done and I'm gonna strain it through a sieve. I'm gonna add soaked and drained gelatin and stir until it melts. I'm gonna whip the cream to soft peaks and leave it in the fridge until needed. To make Italian meringue, I'm gonna place sugar and some water into a saucepan and put a lid on. I have already put egg whites into a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with whisk attachment, but I won't start whisking just yet. When my syrup boils, the steam will wash down the sugar crystals from the sides of my pan, and I'm gonna remove the lid. At that point, I'm gonna insert the probe of my digital candy thermometer into the syrup and continue cooking on medium heat. All about cooking sugar syrup you can learn from my post. The link is in the description below. When my syrup reaches 113 degrees centigrade, which is 235 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm gonna start whisking my egg whites on medium speed. When the syrup reaches 118 degrees centigrade, which is 244 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm gonna pour it into foamed egg whites carefully without turning off my mixer. It is important to pour the syrup between the whisk and the side of the bowl. Be very careful. If you pour the syrup on the whisk while it's working, that could splatter your hands or face with hot sugar syrup and you could get serious burns. Once all the syrup is inside, I'm gonna continue whisking Italian meringue until it cools down. When Italian meringue cools down, it is ready to be used. My curd is cooled and now I'm gonna mix it into my Italian meringue with a silicone spatula. At the end, I'm gonna fold in cream whipped to soft peaks. I've put my Semifreddo mixture into a piping bag without tip, and now I'm gonna fill my half-sphere silicone molds all the way to the top. I'm gonna put everything in the freezer for a couple of hours to set. For passion fruit sauce, I'm gonna dissolve cornstarch in 2 tablespoons of cold passion fruit puree. I'm gonna put the rest of the passion fruit puree and sugar into a saucepan and bring to a boil. My mixture is boiling and now I'm gonna add diluted cornstarch and continue cooking, stirring constantly for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna leave my sauce to cool completely. I've placed chocolate sablé onto a plate. I'm gonna remove Semifreddo half sphere from the mold and put it on the chocolate sablé disc. I'm gonna pour some passion fruit sauce on the top and decorate with freshly grated lime zest. That's it, my passion fruit Semifreddo half sphere is done. It looks good in my opinion and it tastes great, believe me. I hope you will like it too. Bon appétit!
Oh baby, you are so sweet, so delicious and yummy, so good to eat. I wanna lick you, feel your sweetness on my lips. Forever and ever, you'll stay on my hips.
I'm Teresa. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. If you want to stay in touch, follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and of course, visit my site, where you can find elaborate posts with lots of pictures, additional information and recipes that follow my every video. Also, on my site you can download my free 365 pages ebook The Pastry Chef and maybe buy me a macaron, if you think that I've earned it. Now, before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really helps a lot. Finally, and this is the most important thing, don't forget to create sweetness every day, because sweetness is happiness. See you in my next video. Bye!